to the SEO Vault every Thursday, 4 p.m. Today I am going to be your host because Chaz wanted to go do something better. No, actually, he had errands to attend to. So I am going to be taking his place today as the SEO Vault host. And then Sophie and Bucky are here to bring value and stuff also. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So stick around while I get my little itinerary up here so I remember what we're doing. Did we get us shared, Bucky?
It is shared right now.
All right. So yes, every week, Thursday, 4 p.m., Web20 Ranker Facebook page, Facebook group, and we're doing this on YouTube, right?
We are live and streaming on YouTube. Yep.
Live on YouTube. So you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Join the local SEO community on Facebook if you're not in there. And of course, like Web20 Ranker, our Facebook page, all of those places, you can find us every week at 4 on Thursday. I think we were a couple minutes late today, so don't yell at us, or me, I guess. It's my fault. So, Sophie, do you have comments up somewhere so we know?
Yeah, I'm looking at them.
What do we have people on here yet? Anyone? Any comments out of our massive audience? Which, by the way, I guess since we're talking about comments, segue right into our weekly Vault giveaway. During the Vault every week, we give away something special, fun, awesome, whatever that may be. Last week, I think it was the AP News link that we actually gave away. We picked someone randomly from the comments. So go ahead, comment. You can ask a question. You can say Yahoo. Obviously, we're going through the comments and picking someone randomly. So the more you engage and comment, better chances of winning. Sophie and Bucky. Did we ever pick a prize for this week's Vault?
I was just thinking that we didn't pick
We
one.
didn't. What do you think we should give these lovely people?
So we've given away, what do we give away so far? Guest post, we've given away tiered links, we gave away AP Newswire link, whatever it was. Yeah, AP News brand link. Any suggestions? Anyone in the comments? What would you want free this week?
I like custom signals.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's pretty.
That's my favorite.
I mean, that's pretty high up there though, as like we just give away a full month of DFY SEO.
Yeah.
Give away 3 years free of done for you SEO. We'll tell Chaz about it tomorrow.
Yeah, he's not here. Let's just give away whatever we want.
Yeah. One of everything. Okay, so
we just need to give Brian something.
I think
don't even pick anything, just give Brian something.
I think I want to do the tiered links again.
I like that. Because
those are great for pretty much any campaign. Whatever links you already have, whether it's guest posts, whatever, niche edits, social profiles, brand links, any of the things under, anything you think of, those tiered links help you out, pushing that authority and relevance. So let's do I think 10 tier 2 budget links. So go ahead and comment if you would like to win some of those this week.
Maxine said we should do an advanced GMB campaign.
Yeah.
A little much.
A little much. I think
maybe for the 100th episode. We're 4 weeks away from the 100th episode.
Oh, that sounds like a 100th episode giveaway, possibly. I hope the hosts and co-hosts can possibly win if we're going to give that away, though. that would be a pretty sweet giveaway.
I've been trying to say that all along, and I comment so much every week, even though I'm not on every week. I never win anything.
Yeah, it happens.
Brian Lichtig said exactly, I never win.
That's why you got to comment, man. Every single week.
He does. He has a lot of comments. He just never gets randomly picked.
That's a shame.
He probably doesn't win at lottery tickets either. I'm that way. I don't win anything on Lotto
Really?
ever.
I
My mom won
won at
$2,000.
most $100 on a lottery ticket. And
Really?
then at a slot machine in Vegas, the most I won was $1,000. So
We've got some YouTube comments as well. I'm going to kind of monitor those, and if we get any good ones in, we'll grab some.
yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna get started with some brand updates, I guess. If you guys want to just let me know if you get, any comments or anything interesting. I'm sure all the comments are interesting. Go ahead. We love your comments, but like questions or anything, you go ahead and jump in and we can address those. So let's first talk about the big one, the July 4th sales ending today, 25% off site-wide. And we also have a 10K drawing. So make your purchases to be entered into that.
Ends at midnight tonight.
Yeah, the 10K is in prizes and services. We have a page. Can someone go ahead and post that link in the comments so everyone can take a look? Massive sale. Again, great prizes you could win. So get whatever purchases. And I believe that's any purchase, right? If you buy a guest post for, you spend $70, $80 or whatever.
Yeah.
As long as you use the code, I think. The code 1776.
Yeah, go to the page that we'll post in the comments and use that code. And yeah, go ahead and check that out. Big. So that ends tonight at midnight, I think, Eastern, right? That's tonight.
Yeah.
Go back.
And if you guys don't know, if you don't have a product in mind that you want to buy, you can always grab store credit. I'll drop that link in there as well. That store credit, you can buy it per $1,000. So if you get 4 of them, then you're basically getting $1,000 for free. So
yeah, and 25% off is pretty much one of the biggest sales we run. If not, I think it is the biggest percent off we generally give at a sale. So this is the time of year to stock up on credits, probably until you're looking at close to the end of the year. So if you do, like Bucky said, you don't know exactly what you need, or you don't need services right now the second. But you're going to have more clients, more monthly billings, things like that in the future, and go ahead and stock up on credits now. It's a good time for that. Let's see. The Vault giveaway, I already mentioned that. Make sure you go ahead and comment. Bucky, you're on the YouTube comments. We should probably discuss that because we probably want to give away something on YouTube also.
We certainly could.
I mean, if we're syndicating out to a bunch of different places, though, I don't know if we can give away like 4 or 5 things every single week, though, unfortunately.
Well, I think for now we're just going to go live on YouTube and Facebook, and that's it.
Okay, so let's pick someone on YouTube as well.
Cool.
Someone in the comments. We're gonna pick it at the end of the live, though. So if you're watching this, recording, unfortunately you can't win if you're watching the recording, but still comment. We'd love to hear from you. And most importantly, any questions you have, make sure you ask any questions, Facebook comments, let us know. We are live, so we can, jump in, answer questions, whatever you guys need. This is the place to do it. If it's, SEO, agency related, all that good stuff. So some very few more brand updates. AP News brand feature are live on the site, which we have mentioned. We gave away a free one last week. You can go check that out on the website. If anyone has that link handy, you can post that in the comments too. Our entire press release syndication has been rebuilt. Tons of sorry, my mind just kind of went off a little. Great updates to the press release syndication. Better sites. That was what I was looking for. There's, I think, a whole new, I don't have the exact number, but I know we have a large number of sites, hundreds of sites that we are syndicating to. I probably should ask Chaz to get that exact number so I can remember it for next time, but check out the press release syndication service if you haven't. That's been updated. And then the Philadelphia Local Marketing Mastermind. If you haven't heard, our mastermind is going to be on this year for November 5th, 6th, and 7th. Next week, we'll probably have a lot more details on speakers and specific topics, what to expect, and so on and so forth. So be on the lookout for that. I know we missed it. Obviously, 2020, we weren't able to run our event. It's been a while since we had one, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone there. So definitely check that out. And also, finally, we're hiring still, lots of positions available. If you're a link builder, if you do campaign management, if you're in SEO, have SEO experience, and you're looking for a job, we have, I think, 7 or 9 different positions available in the company. We can also grab a link to and throw that in the comments. There's a whole list on our website of the different positions that are open. And that's it for the news. So we can move on from there. Any comments so far?
Yeah, Maxine asked if the press releases are only in the US or are there Canadian sites too?
I believe they're only US. I think they're generally US. And again,
I'll see if I can double check.
What was that?
I'll double check. I feel like I should know this. I wrote the page.
Oops. Hang on, my computer battery's about to die here. Let me go grab my charger real fast.
Oh no.
Mike Milas, always the prepared one. I don't have the itinerary in front of me.
Oh, here. I can start with the news while he's doing whatever he's doing.
Yeah, let's do that.
So there's only a couple big SERP changes that are happening. Google's supposedly testing some sort of sticky footer at the bottom of the mobile Chrome only. That's the only browser they're doing that with all the related searches. Actually looks pretty helpful in my opinion. And then what else did he got up here? Oh, John Muller said sometimes there is no solution to your ranking problems. Find that true. That was a comment he said. Somebody had lost all their traffic 6 years ago and never figured it out. Why? And he said, your site's probably out of date now. John Muller also said third-party metrics shouldn't always be used. What is his exact quote? What did John Muller say about the third-party metrics, Mike?
I'd have to look.
Oh.
I don't have it open on my screen.
He's saying that a lot of the third-party metrics replicate Google's PageRank metrics, which is important for the search algorithm. What? I don't like that. Then John Muller also said, don't link all your pages to all your pages, which seems like that would be hard to do. There needs to be a clear and defined site structure so Google can understand.
Can we just talk about how helpful that quote
John
is?
Muller, John Muller, the one sentence I read when I looked at the article, do not confuse third-party metrics with Google's actual page rank. That was the main point I wanted to bring up out of John Muller's statements. There's some other statements from previously in previous years, but generally his emphasis on the fact that third-party metrics are not Google. So I can comment more on that in a minute, but sorry, Sophie, for cutting you off.
It's okay. And then the most interesting one I think was they were on a Search Off the Record podcast talking about how their machine learning takes care of most of the obvious spam.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just getting better and better at identifying. And then
the
lastly,
manual actions are drastically less than previous years right now.
I wonder if they release like how many manual actions they do, or if you can find something about that.
We actually said it on a few vaults ago. There was like an update compared to like previous, like 4 years ago or whatever, and it was drastically less. I think it was like 20% or something like that. But yeah, their algorithm takes care of a lot of the spam now.
Well, if you think about it, if it's learning, if it just keeps learning from itself, it's just stacking what it's learning on top of each other at this point.
Yeah.
The last thing John Muller said was, don't worry about spammy links from going viral, which I feel like we all kind of already knew that.
John Muller has always said, though, not to worry. Like his general stance is like, when it comes to spammy links, like Google will know like a good link and a bad link, or a purchase link from a not, or whatever that is. And in a lot of cases he's right, but there are plenty of times where I've seen bad links just damaging a site, you know what I mean? And Google doesn't always know. So whenever he says don't worry about spammy links, under like he makes a general blanket statement like that, I can't really get behind that personally.
Yeah, I mean that's a grain of salt kind of thing. If you go
Mhm.
by that logic, then negative SEO would not be effective.
And a lot of negative SEO that used to be effective isn't anymore. But to pretend like you just shouldn't care or be worried or address spammy links, like he makes it sound like if your rankings are plummeting and you have those links pointing to your site, you just should not consider those as a factor.
Well,
That's
this was
essentially what
about
he's
viral
saying.
posts. This was not about everything. It's only about like viral posts
The,
where they're getting hundreds and hundreds of links.
he's said it on multiple occasions, like different types of spammy links, that Google knows the difference between like this and that. And like I said, they've gotten a lot better. But like specifically now he's talking about viral posts, or even like content syndication and stuff. Like there's a lot of ways you could damage with a post going viral if people are actually like copying the content, sharing it with additional content. And there's tons of ways Google can get confused with those types of things. But I don't think he was talking on a granular level. He was talking more general, which was why I think it's an issue. Like to say you just shouldn't, like Google knows what if that's happening or whatever. And there's probably cases I can guarantee where Google doesn't, and it is possibly bad, and you should probably pay attention to it. So that's just my 2 cents.
I've definitely had clients where they're having negative implications because of the links. Otherwise, why would there
Yeah.
be a disavow tool?
I mean, I don't know about like viral content though, but I know in the past he's made some comments about like maybe it wasn't even him. Like I can't say for certain, but like even like forum links or like blog comment spam. Like people building thousands of like blog comments with exact match anchors to your site and stuff. Um, but yeah, I don't.
It's probably more to do with the influx of those links hitting all at once in that viral manner that he's saying not to worry about it because Google will see that.
He makes blankets like he's, except for that, the only black and white statement that he made that's true is that third-party metrics are not Google's metric. That is a black and white statement.
Yeah.
And that's definitely important because people will get worried when Ahrefs or whatever, Majestic or Moz or whatever tools people are using updates and their score drops or something, right? Or they're concerned that they're building links, but their trust flow or their domain authority isn't going up. And that should not be a concern at all. That's pretty much what we've said forever, and John Muller sounds like he pretty much backs up too, which makes sense because none of those tools have access to Google's algorithm.
It's also like you see sites that have like 50 DA or something and they're awful. And you're just like, this is a total spam site. How is this ranking 50? And then like actual sites are like 5, where I know it's a real site.
I did a post a few years ago. I think it's actually still on SERP Focus. The old white label agency I used to own SEO training and a white label agency, and I had a PBN that I used to rank. I used it to rank for my Chicago SEO terms, but I mean I used it to rank all kinds of marketing terms for a bunch of clients, and like every single one of them had like trust flow between like 3 and like 13 or even 0, and their domain authority was like 5 or 10, or like it was just all horrible metrics. and like I was ranking tons of keywords from them, you know. And like even today, looking at like some of the niche edits and direct linking metrics from like pages like that are not, you know, like powered up pages, right? Like guest posts and things like that. There's a lot more taken into account, right, than just like tiered linking and it's like a site wide thing. It's internal linking, it's external linking, it's combination with other linking patterns and things. So, what other news did we have?
That was all the news. Have they had those metrics since the internet started? Like Google and
Oh,
stuff?
PR, yeah, Google's PR has pretty much been their metric of well, I think since
No,
they,
I mean like the third party metrics. Like when did they? I feel like they've been around since I was in SEO.
yeah, I mean, third party tools have been around since SEO has been a thing. So like I don't know if they existed before Google had. I don't see them existing like before Google introduced backlinks as a factor in their algorithm. Since backlinks have been considered in their algorithm, though, these tools essentially started popping up, trying to crawl the internet and essentially look at what Google's looking at and figure out how this PR system is flowing from site to site to correlate to their rankings, and that's what those third party tools have essentially been trying to replicate, understanding. And that's why in those those tools you can look at keywords, their search traffic, what other websites are ranking for those terms, and then what backlinks are going to those sites, because they're using all that data to try to determine which backlink, what is essentially making that page show up where it is for what terms, because they have that index that they're going off of. And I'm sure they have pretty smart developers too, but the fact is they're not Google's developers. Like they cannot be Google's metric. No matter how hard they try, they will never be 100% Google's metric without literally tapping into Google's algorithms and AI and machine learning and everything, you know.
Oh man, I don't know. I get in arguments with people about that quite a bit.
Yeah, it's an endless battle. We did a post on Web 20 Ranker about it a few months ago. I did the post on SERP Focus. I've done multiple posts in multiple Facebook groups and on my own Facebook post, and I've talked to clients about it, and I brought it up on webinars. But yeah, as long as those tools exist, there's going to be people who follow them. You know what I mean? Who look at them and think like, "Oh, this is the direction I should follow," because they don't really. I guess they don't really look at it from a strategic standpoint. They just look at it as like a black and white, like do this and you rank, and that's not the way SEO is. It's not a.
But I think people want that. Like they want like definitive. They don't like that. Well, it depends.
Yeah, and that's why SEO is a big picture, long-term game. You have to, first of all, not be looking for results in 30, 60, 90 days. Doesn't mean you won't get results, and it doesn't mean that good things won't happen in 30, 60, 90 days, or you can't get a lead or a sale or whatever. But if you are going to be judging whether or not your SEO is successful within 3 to 6 months to determine if like that's going to be worth it as a long-term thing. SEO, not necessarily that one campaign, right? SEO, because you could definitely look at the results from a campaign after 3 to 6 months and say, is this doing anything? But if you go, hey, I did SEO for 6 months, we started ranking better in areas and we got like 1 or 2 leads, but we spent $6,000 or $12,000 on a couple of sales. Well, I mean, don't get into SEO then. Get into paid marketing, grow your business with other paid advertising before you're going to invest in organic advertising, essentially, is what it is. So that's my two cents on it. Again, it's an endless battle. explaining all that to people.
So the core updates are done.
The core updates are done. Yes. Wait, are they done? I believe they're done. So that was like a second round of. Was that the? I'm lost. All right, let me pull this back up.
I don't know if they're done, but they're affecting some of the sites I work on.
Are they?
I honestly am not seeing anything at the moment. But
really, I had it's like a newer client, so I haven't been working on them that long. But I logged in the other day and like they just tanked. They're almost at 0 now.
That's no good.
I know. Well, they didn't listen to like the 10 things I told them to do. So.
Don't you love that when you like tell them what they need to do and then they don't do it?
I've had people pay me for my advice and then argue with me about why I'm not right and like why they're right. And I'm just like, you run a cleaning business. You don't.
Yeah. Some people, it feels like they just pay you because they want to be validated. It sounds bad, but
Google says there is no fix. We know those sites that experience drops will be looking for a fix, and we want to ensure that they don't try and fix the wrong things. Moreover, there might not be anything to fix at all.
Yeah.
But they did put out and basically say like some advice would be same thing that happened with Panda. Build higher quality sites. And then, of course, if you haven't checked on the quality raters guidelines for EAT, you should absolutely be doing that and living by that. And Google's basically saying that if you got those two things right, then you should be ranking high. So
I'd say the biggest takeaway is because I've even gone through this and it's rare and you definitely don't want to, it's not like a regular thing, but a site can be damaged beyond repair.
Yeah.
Or like you're better off at that point to start over than to spend the money and the time it's going to take to possibly repair that other site.
How do you determine that though?
Well, so a lot of it's going to be whoever you have it hosted with initially. That's the first thing I would check is your hosting speeds. So if you've got a slow site right now, if it's not mobile friendly, it's not loading fast on mobile, then you're way behind. And look at your hosting cost. If it's on a cloud share or something like that, and it's going to cost way too much with that company, then look at other companies that are faster and, could possibly be, more cost effective. But that's the number one hurdle is hosting speeds. Secondary to that, build a good site. It's not super hard now. If your site was built 10 years ago, then it's probably one that just needs to be rebuilt.
I'm in the process of that right now. It's a 17-year-old site, just like Band-Aid after Band-Aid.
Yep. And you end up with a bunch of different plugins and a bunch of stuff that used to be there, and you don't know whether or not taking that off is going to break anything. And I think Mike's absolutely right. If at where we're at right now, if you don't have a site that's within 2 or 3 years old, you may be better off just to start over. It's not necessarily
if you're not ranking, if you're like being held back because of it, and you're burning money, just throwing more and more money at it, trying to get it to work, and it's not working, then I would say, and it happens, but it's not common. So definitely look at your strategy. There's a lot of things you can check and go over that could be stopping you. But like I said, sometimes it is better just throw in the towel and say, let's not burn another 10, 20 grand to maybe get a result when we know we can spend 10, 20 grand and get a result,
Mike, where are we at? Do you know where we're at with our page speed product?
No.
We should have that launched pretty soon. I think the last thing Chaz was saying about it is pretty much done. We just had to wrap it up. But I'm sure at some point, in the first week or so of that process, there's going to be some type of, some type of audit that we're going to be doing anyway to see if it needs it. So it may be something that we could actually do some type of discovery audit on the site to test those kind of things, whether we're just running a page speed test or whether we're looking at the site with builtwith.com or something. That way anybody that's listening or any of our agencies or whatever, if they have a client site that they're not sure of and they're not, sure how to check it to see if it's worth saving or whatever, that may be something that we could add to our services. Especially if it's going to be an issue going forward.
Yeah. I would just like to get the service launched, period.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while coming, but hopefully we get that launched soon.
Are you guys that are in the Facebook chat, are y'all seeing any of my comments?
I'm not.
I think my comments are turned off in the Facebook.
You have them so only like you can see.
You got blocked probably. Troublemaker.
Because I shared a link. I don't know. What the heck? I'm an admin on the page. Well, actually, I'm not an admin on the page. I'm an admin on the group. So maybe that's what it is. John says, yeah, I see them. I bet he doesn't see the links that I shared though. I mean, I can see them, but that doesn't mean that they're not blocked for everybody else. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We need to get me added as page admin so that doesn't happen again.
Oh, you're not an admin?
Not on the actual page. I'm an admin in the group though, the local SEO community group.
Oh, everyone's seeing your comments, Bucky.
Okay, cool. Well, Danielle said she couldn't see them.
Yeah, because we're on Web 20 ranker page and in the group, so I guess it depends on where you're commenting.
Maxine said can't see the links. So that's probably what it was. It's just not showing the links that I shared. Whatever. What else do we have? Is that it for like news and updates? Do you have testing, Mike?
Do we have testing? We always have testing.
What are you testing right now?
What was last week's test? I was honestly just getting this week's test ready. So,
Yeah, I think last week it was still like nothing to really report on. You were still in the middle of testing or something.
Yeah, what did we report on last week?
I need to just put
It was
that back.
Oh, was it the drop-in rankings that we saw on we had talked about it on the Vault last week, actually, because during the local update, and we had gone back and forth on this a little bit, the fact that GMBs that had like a geographical location in the name seem to have some drops, right? And anyone who follows most of my test listings know a lot of them have city name or keyword in the listing. And yeah, I think we were in the middle of test results last week, so we kind of went over just some of the current statuses on some of the listings. It was actually like 80% of our test listings that just like plummeted, that were keyword targeted. That was the other thing too. Last week, was that when Jessie was on, I believe? Yeah, and she was really emphasizing the whole branding, importance of branding, and how with this past update, companies that just didn't really have, their NAT, the same on properties, and essentially built out citations on their website and reference things and quality reviews and content and all that good stuff, generally weren't holding their positions well through the update. And especially like our test GMBs that had keywords and geographical locations in the name, I did like nothing to most of those, especially off the listing itself, because we were trying to do single variable tests on those listings, right? So that's the biggest reason we believe they kind of got hit, was the lack of branding, as well as the keyword or city in the name. So if you got hit locally, GeoGrids turned from green to red, let us know in the comments. And if that might be one of the cases, if you haven't really done much to the listing, or if there was like keywords or something like that in the listing. But this week we did some single variable tests. Actually, going back and looking at some old tests we did from 2020 for organic on-page optimization, and kind of including some new twists on some of those tests as well. I'd have to double check. I know what I was just looking at was specifically keywords or metadata. That's what I was going to say. The title metadata and the title metadata description. More importantly, we've noticed that if you optimize your meta title further than Google displays in search, you can still get a certain amount of value from that in the meta, description title and the description area. So we wanted to test kind of and figure out how much we can realistically put in there. Or if at a certain point, if we put 500 words in the meta title, will Google just not even consider, the 200th, 300th, 500th word, whatever that is. So some interesting results there. Be sure to sign up to our weekend update that goes out tomorrow morning. There were 4 single variable tests that we have data on that we're going to report. So be sure to look out for that. And yeah, that's what we got for testing going on at the moment.
John asked if those GMBs that dropped using names with dash like name geo or words like name in geo. Did it matter or was it?
Would
It
be like
didn't matter. It was
keyword
like,
in city or keyword hyphen city.
Yeah.
I didn't use any. So I didn't use any hyphens. I could say that. They were all just words in it, but I would be surprised if a hyphen made a difference.
No. So the pipe separator, Google has said that will separate keywords.
Yeah, I don't think that, honestly, I don't think that makes a difference either. Like,
but what about like the brands that have, like if it's a Sleep Number store and it's like Sleep Number Miami, Sleep Number, you know what I mean? They don't do that, but.
Well, and that's why I said, so if they also have, 100 listings on Yelp and 100 listings on Bing and 100 listings on Apple Maps and their website with all their listings and locations on their website, and the brand is built out, then they may have survived just fine. If they were just listings that had a 3-page website, or even worse, just like a GMB site and like no citations or 1 or 2 citations, then maybe not so much. So, and I think even if it was branded with like the lines, like you could have branded it with the John's Plumbing, the up and down line, Fort Lauderdale, and then an up and down line with, whatever city or state, or like if you branded it like that, though, from what I've seen, which I only have, I think like 1 or 2 like that, that you should probably be fine too. Like Google recognize, even emojis. I have some emoji listings that are doing just fine and whatnot. So
Did you put the emojis in the citations though? Did you build them?
Yeah. The emojis are in social. So for example, like Twitter lets you use emojis in your Twitter name. I don't think Facebook wouldn't let me use emojis. But then I also had things that wouldn't use emojis, like a WordPress.com that was like a website. So it was just like a 1-page lander, but it had my emoji name as the heading 1 and then the NAP and the map embed. So it was essentially an unstructured citation, but it was branding. So yes, you can brand your company with pretty much any recognizable character from Google, and Google says you're not supposed to use X, Y, and Z characters, but the fact is you can brand with those things. Not to say it won't stop working. Like someday maybe Google will be like, no, if you're using like an @ sign in your business name, we're not gonna allow that. or maybe you'll get penalized.
I think you should start trying to rank for just the rabbit face.
I am. I totally am tracking the rabbit face. I rank for the rabbit face with the TM, the trademark emoji.
How do you do, I don't know how to do those. The trademarks and emoji.
Yeah, there's a trademark and a registered emoji, which I rank for that. And then, of course, even my name, the Merch Mart name, that entire name are special characters. They're not the actual characters you can type on a keyboard and like select a font.
Oh, the whole name is like emoji type character?
The entire name is special characters and emojis. Yes, my whole brand.
You did that just for testing?
Because people said I couldn't do it. That's
Oh,
why.
man.
And I like to live dangerously.
You are living dangerously.
And
Brian
guess
asked
what?
whatever happened with your CTR tests.
CTR test. So we did a few updates a few weeks ago. You can check them on the website. We are still running those tests plus additional tests. But it's only been, what, I think like 2 weeks since we did the last update. So, you know, we've seen some movement and stuff, but nothing that we're really ready to report on at the moment. Probably going to be about 2 more weeks. So at the 60-day and the 90-day mark. And then also, you know, we have some other tests running as well. We'll be doing some more updates on those. So probably not this week or next week's update, but probably the update after that or very shortly after that, we'll be doing some more CTR updates. And we are testing other softwares as well. I think right now, specifically 2, the one that we've already reported on and another one. And I think there might be a third one we're looking at too, but I'm not sure about the third one yet. So
You're currently ranked 33rd on my search for the rabbit with the trademark.
Yep, I was gonna say it should be like in the 30s.
Yeah. Dude, that's impressive though. Just by using those emojis.
Well, yeah, and if you search the bunny with Merch Mart, so like I actually build brand links with my emoji special symbol name. So like that is my brand. Like I have a dot, you know, like one of those me, not the URL. I can't remember the name. One of the profile sites that we use. But like I link to all my different profiles and it has the actual name with the trademark and then the profile like on Facebook and it links to that. Oh, and I think it's in my GMB listing too, because I got a GMB listing as well that is all special characters and emojis.
I just realized a few weeks ago that you can right click and click emojis on Windows computer. I never knew that was a thing.
Oh, like they have like an emoji list?
Yep. That's what I just used to search for the emoji and trademark symbols.
Oh, that's cool.
I clicked on your site too, so you're welcome.
Thank you for that CTR boost.
This would have saved me so much time.
Is your mind blown now?
Do you know how many emojis I use for things for work? Oh my gosh.
I didn't know you could do it until a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember who told me you could do that. Maybe Danielle.
I have them all like saved in a tab somewhere where I just go back and use.
If you take anything from this week's vault, it's how to put emojis really quick.
You're welcome, everybody. Good night.
Oh, okay. Wait, an actual question.
What?
Maxine said she lost rankings for a site that's brand is city commercial cleaners, where it's literally the word city, not the keyword. She wonders if that's hurting them too, being too generic and keyword rich, even though it's their actual company name. She had local drops.
Could have heard it.
What?
I said just the commercial cleaners is a keyword itself. That is pretty targeted. You'd have to look at the whole campaign, obviously, to make any serious recommendation.
Wouldn't the best thing be to just build more citations with the name?
Well, definitely make sure your branding and everything's in order. The you know, your citations, your NEP.
Maxine, what area is that in, if you don't mind, or maybe
branding links too? Yeah, an area and competition is going to be a big part of that also.
I think she's in Canada somewhere.
Sorry.
He's probably upset the Canadians lost last night.
Lost what?
The Stanley Cup? Do you not watch? Okay, we already had this conversation.
Why would,
Yeah,
why
you're
would
the
I
only
know
one that
about-
works for Web 20 that watches hockey. Okay.
You want to do some questions from the agency growth webinar?
Yeah, I already had it pulled up. I was thinking we could jump to that. Where did we leave off? I wasn't part of that last time. So
I have a good spot. Chris Malone asks, is it more ideal to set up a general location page, or do you recommend geo plus keyword pages as the primary location page? We
Say that
do
again?
geo plus keyword, don't we? Would you just set up a general location page that's optimized for the area, or would you optimize it for a specific keyword and an area?
I would optimize it for all the services in that area. So a general locate. So if you have
Depend on the brand.
well, if you have a multiple location business, then you're going to want to have just a service area page that targets all the services on like a general service page for that area. Because you're not going to want to make 5 pages. You're not going to want to make a city service page for every single service that you provide. And then you have, you offer 5 services in 5 different cities, and now you have 25 different service pages because you're targeting different locations with each. You'll start cannibalizing the pages. Google will look at it as low quality. It's just not, that's definitely an old school tactic that I would not follow anymore.
What if they only had 2 services? Because I see people sometimes they have like 1 or 2 services.
Well, if you got one or two, well, the question is too, if you search those 2 services, do you get the same content or do you get different content?
Yeah.
And is the content geo-targeted or not geo-targeted? So more importantly than anything, look at what's ranking, but that's what I was kind of getting at. So if you have one location, make it all geo-targeted. Like one location simple, make it all targeted for that location, all your services. If you have one or two services in multiple locations, like when I was doing the title loans and car title loan sites and stuff, I generally made every single page targeted to title loans. But even if you have 5 or 10 keywords, you're still going to want to make a primary target for that location page. Like you don't want to just miss out on opportunity to rank. Like personal injury attorney, there's a ton of services, car accident attorney and things like that you'd also want to optimize that location page for. But you want the main location page at the top to be optimized for personal injury attorney keywords with all those sub keywords optimized underneath it. So either way, the structure kind of stays the same. Now, regardless of all of that though, look at what's ranking in Google. If those are geographically optimized, if it has the geographical area in the URL, if they're all, exact match domains, all of that stuff has to be taken into consideration on how you want to proceed with, creating its own page or not creating its own page. Sometimes you might just want to make a specific service city page just for that scenario because it'll, that's what Google's ranking,
Yeah, look at your top 3 competitors.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's most important, right? Like Google's telling you what it takes to rank. And also consider when you look at your top competitors though, like I've said that a lot, but also make sure you know what your top competitors are. So like not directory sites and things like that. And also ensure that you're looking at the type of like the authority. Like if those pages have, like if there's very little content, but it's a massive site and it's got tons of backlinks to like internal pages, all those things can influence it is my point. So the more strategic you are with it, don't just pick the top 3 sites and kind of use that.
Yeah.
That's not a good question. Do you have one, Bucky?
No, go ahead.
Someone asked, how can you better index citation links? Currently, it's really hard to get them indexed naturally through Google or using the indexer tool.
Unique descriptions, unique content for each one.
Unique
That's
content.
number one strategy is unique content.
Yeah, do that.
And then link to them. Put them on your socials. Put them on your Google site. Put them on your website in an additional page.
Share them on your GMB.
If you put it on your website, don't forget, make that part of your site structure, sitemap, and then resubmit your sitemap afterwards. It's like every time you're adding citations, resubmit your sitemap. So Google crawls it again from that site. So you're getting that relevance back to your site. So I think the biggest thing with citations now is that people got stuck 2 and 3 years ago when you could just go out and build 150 of them and 100 of them would stick and they'd be there forever. Google's not doing that anymore. They're not going to waste time on indexing. So number one thing is unique content per citation. Number two thing is link back to it. Don't just create a citation and never share it, never link it. So make it part of your social, make it part of your social marketing as well.
Also build good citations.
Yeah.
Like if the citation site that you're posting on is like some really crappy site and you track and they don't even have like most of their things indexed, then there's really no saving it and you probably shouldn't waste your time.
Yeah.
But there's some bad sites out there. So.
Well, and talking about just what Web 20 offers, like we still have good business citations. We cull what we need to cull when we can. We've got the niche citations. So anytime you can grab those niche or local relevant citations, get those first. But also that custom signal standalone is going to highlight a lot of the citations that are working for your competitors. And if and when you can get on those, whether they're paid and you have to do so after the fact, or whether we're able to get you on them because they're free ones. That's why I like that custom signals product so much, is because it will highlight what's working for competitors.
Do we do unique content for the citations? That's an upgrade, right?
We do now.
No, it's included now.
Yeah, we do now.
Oh, it's included.
We upgraded the service to include it. Yep.
Yeah, so anybody watching, if you weren't aware of that, our citation services now include unique content per citation.
Oh.
You're welcome.
And we offer one free citation update too, right?
Yes, we do.
Business moves to like another location or something and you have the original, deliverable with the logins and stuff, send it right back to us with the new address and we'll go and, update the number or address or whatever one time, absolutely no cost. So you got that backup as well, which is nice.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we don't really talk about it much. We probably should kind of make that more of a, USP, but
Yeah, I should have.
That's what we're here for on the vault, so we can tell people.
yeah.
That's why it's so important for you guys to be here watching and listening and telling your friends.
Telling your friends.
And smashing that like button.
Go out and have a beer with your neighbor, start talking about citations, and they're like, what the hell are you talking about?
They love it when you do that.
Dude, my friends love when I talk about citations. It's their favorite.
Oh no, I don't have any friends that do SEO.
I don't have any friends, so
that's sad. And we're moving on.
Is it really sad, Bucky? Because I know people who have friends and they don't sound too happy a lot of the time.
Oh, I mean, you guys are my friends, I guess.
You know who I hear people complain the most about? Their friends, right next to their family. So I don't know how miserable it sounds not having friends. That's your opinion, Bucky.
Your wife is your friend?
No, my wife is my best friend for sure.
Brian says reviews seem to be a GMB rankers these days.
Are they?
Is that what you're saying, Brian? You're seeing that like reviews are coming back as a ranking factor?
I do think if there's keywords in the reviews, they do look at that.
You do? I mean,
I do.
We've done some tests with it.
I do.
And again, so we've only done single variable tests, and I've speculated over the past year as we've done them, because of things that we've seen with listings that we're doing full campaigns with, that I do have a belief that single variable tests on GMB are almost worthless, because unless you have a lot of those other trust signals in place, even if it is a ranking factor or something Google looks at, they generally won't account for it without those other signals to back it up.
Oh, he's saying, Brian's saying the number of reviews though, but like that's a, I feel like that's like a chicken or the egg thing.
I would argue that's probably a correlation, but
That's
not
what I'm
a
saying.
causation. Yeah. I mean, because we rank a lot of GMBs without reviews. And
so I think it's more of a trust factor with the actual person clicking on it, saying, oh, well, this company has 100 more reviews than that one, so I'm going to click on this one first.
Yeah, that's true.
well, and CTR could be more of a factor now, which our testing is showing a little bit of that possibly. So that could be part of it. Because we do know CTR is a lot less. When, like, if you have 3 stars and you're in the top 3 with some 5 stars, you're going to get like 30% less calls.
Yeah.
Or what more. Yeah.
He's saying since the June 12th update, he's seen competitors with more reviews take over the maps. I mean, that could be correlation and not causation. I mean, that's probably more so that they have a better brand and they could be around longer.
Or what if Google's getting rid of the spam listings that naturally had less reviews anyway, so those ones are dropping down because they're spammy, not because they have less reviews.
For sure.
Because like a lot of our lead gen GMBs, they don't have many reviews. Like they'll have like 5, 10, 15, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of, there's a lot of clients too, I know, that just don't have many reviews. And,
yeah.
You know, they still get ranked. So I think it is more of a correlation.
I heard there was a review service that somebody's working on. I don't know if we can say who, but I heard to the grapevine that we might have a solution for review management. I don't know.
Hopefully we get that finished soon.
I don't know. Maybe somebody can.
I keep having a million other things that pop up and it just keeps getting pushed down my to-do.
No, we are very close at having that review management ready to go, which is going to greatly help. And we're automating both SMS and email.
Yeah.
So you guys keep an eye out on that for sure. Definitely going to help.
Yeah, hopefully it's soon. I'm not a slacker, Brian.
She is definitely not.
I'm slacking on getting the names in. Hold on.
Complete slacker.
No, definitely not. Maybe this week. 4th of July and the Stanley Cup in the same week is a lot.
What else did we have? Do we have any more good questions in there that we could pull?
Let's see. Of course, there's over 100 questions.
We are about time, so if you can find maybe one more, or if there's any comments, otherwise we can we could wrap it up. It's been a pretty long day for me. I don't know about you two.
They're all like long.
We ain't got time for that. They're all long questions, or you mean like long answers?
Somebody asked, this is kind of a unique one. Somebody asked about GMB Spam Fighting as an SEO service for clients. What do you do?
Yeah, so
how do you even fight GMB spam like that?
Like reporting spam listings as a service and things like that, like to get your client ranked, or
I don't think that's.
I mean, I know agencies that do that literally.
But do they offer that as a service, or it's just like they do it on the back end?
No, I know. There's companies that do it as a service.
Oh.
I don't know many of them. I know of one of them that does it as a service. And I know of companies too that just do it for their clients, but they don't like sell it as a thing.
If you report too many listings, can your account get like deactivated?
Not that I don't believe so.
I think it would depend on your level.
If anything, it might just lock you out. Like, and Google will most likely lock you out before they like just delete a whole thing too. But honestly, I haven't really tried, so I wouldn't know. I don't report spam listings. It goes against my religion.
You are the spam listings.
So here's one that's kind of simple. We could answer pretty quick. What happens if a business on GMB moves to a new location that then needs re-verification? Does the existing map with rankings get de-indexed during the verification process?
I don't know the answer to that.
I've seen, I mean, when they trigger re-verification, the map could, I mean, it could still be showing live. But generally what happens is anytime that verification or that re-verification gets triggered is you still maintain control of the listing in your GMB account. You're just not able to do things like post to it, add pictures while logged in, and or respond to like reviews.
Yeah, it just locks it until you re-verify it, but the listing's still live and everything.
Yeah. Unless someone reports it as permanently closed and then Google says, okay, it's permanently closed, it's still going to be on there.
Stupid update and you just get caught in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right, you guys want to call it?
No, we have to choose our winner.
Who's our winner?
We have to choose them. Hold on.
You got to randomly choose them.
I know.
I don't know who it is. Put them in the number generator.
There's too many now. Oh my God. It's actually Brian. It's actually Brian.
Oh, no way. That's
Brian.
Great. Congratulations, finally.
Oh, wait, there's two Brians. I have to say his last name. I don't even know how to say it. Brian Lich.
You could totally have said the other Brian.
No.
So just no, the other. Sorry, Brian. Didn't mean to get your hopes up.
I want to share my screen just to show that it is actually Brian.
Brian McDaniel said which one. Y'all, both of you duke it out right now.
To be clear, complaining about not winning does not increase your chances of winning. Okay?
That was a huge.
Now, we only have one free giveaway for a Brian, so if you did want to fight to the death, it is an option.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, man.
He says,
All right.
Cow.
Do you want to get with Danielle, Sophie, and get that one over then, so I don't fail everyone again this week?
Yeah, I got it.
I don't like.
We did
failing.
We did go on live on YouTube this week as well. We're going to try and do that every Thursday and add some production value, so you guys keep an eye on that. Jump over to the YouTube.
About doing more giveaways for other places and what we could do there.
Yeah, if you guys want, jump over to the YouTube, like that, comment on that. That definitely helps in the algorithm. Subscribe, follow, turn that bell notification on, all that good stuff.
Yeah, on YouTube, again, Facebook group, local SEO community, Web20 Ranker Facebook page. We also got a podcast that we probably don't have links to anywhere whatsoever. But if you Google the SEO Vault, I know you can find our podcast. We got a.
That's pod.co/the SEO Vault.
There you go. So sign up to the podcast every Thursday at 4. You have any parting words of wisdom to take us out, Sophie?
I just dropped all the links to the podcasts.
Be kind to one another.
Drop in the link.
Unless you're named Brian, then duke it out.
All right, I guess that's it. I hope everyone had a good time. We will see you next week. And happy Thursdays, everybody. Bye.
Bye, guys.